All right, so I hit the record button. I think we're good. Is it recording? Did everybody get the notification that it's recording? Yeah? Okay, cool. All right, we're jumping into this, guys. So today's session is going to be about what I call county hack hustle. All right, and this method of doing business is where you source the deals that come from where it is that you want them to come from, not from any software or platform. Now, I will say this on the record, okay? Because as somebody who was very good at doing what he did in the back, I'm talking about like back in the day. It's a whole nother life to me, okay? But when I look at what I was doing before, right? And this is the reality of it is that you have these people that are resellers. So, and I'm going to tell you guys this from somebody who owns a data company. I've aggregated over 800 million property records. I own my own data company. I don't know if you guys know this. It's kind of hard to compete with companies like Deal Machine, Batch Leads, or PropStream, and it's one-time money. So I don't make a lot when I say this, but we have specific contracts with credit bureaus. So Experian, we have a contract with another company is called Stewart. Stewart is a data supplier. Another company called CoreLogic, and CoreLogic is a big data supplier. So these are big companies that sell you data either on a retainer, which you pay out every single year. Most of the time, it's about $30,000 to $40,000, and you can package all this together and you can broker data. Now, why is any of this important for you guys to know? I'll never lie to y'all about anything, and I'll always be real. I get skip tracing at like literally about 2 to 3 cents per record. Okay. I resell that skip tracing for 7 cents to 10 to 12, 15 cents per record. Now, it varies on the amount of data that you purchase from me, but that's how you can make good money in data. Now, most of these companies, if you have a big brand, they'll fork over the data, and in return, you tell your people that follow you to come and buy data this way. So, if you ever seen somebody just pop out the woodwork with a data company, 9 times out of 10, they got approached by a guy who's saying that they're willing to back them up and broker their data. So then they become an affiliate marketer to the data company. They get the data at a specific price, aka wholesale, of which they broker the data and resell it over to you. Am I blowing your mind yet? I'm saying, right? So, like all these big platforms that y'all know and love, they have multiple reoccurring streams of income involved with you guys that are purchasing these things. This is called digital real estate in my world. Now, digital real estate is so amazing because it's a great way that you can create passive income for yourself. You guys know I created Jarvis. Jarvis probably produces about $10,000 a month in revenue from just people who use it. And in monthly subscription with over 365 plus users, I make a pretty decent amount of money, which covers the majority of my bills and allows me to do stuff like this. I would have to own equivalently over 60 to 70 properties to make that amount of money passively every single month. And this business brings me in passively anywhere between 20 to 35K on a great month when people are really using it, 40 to 50. This is called SaaS. The name of this business is called software as a service, okay? And now again, there's tons of different companies that are out there that do this. This type of company would not be able to move without my good friends and my partners in the business, Alex, Mark, Vilson, and John. These are some of the people that make the world go around for what Jarvis is and what the community is. Now, that's not even going to say what we talk about in the coaching, right? Because there's upsells, there's things that people purchase in the platform. I make money when somebody buys a phone number to use. I make money when somebody sends a text message. And although it's fractional and a percentage of a penny, it adds up when somebody's sending 10, 15, 20,000 text messages a day. Right. And so we have a data aggregator inside of Jarvis, a company called Jarvis Leads, that is involved with what we do on the broker side of the data. So this is credit bureau related data. Now, for my data company, it's called thedatafleet.com. That's one of them. That's where you can buy premium skip tracing, get data straight from a credit bureau. So I have a contract with Experian. Experian provides me credit reports on people. You can get people who have good credit, bad credit for you guys that are out there that are trying to cold call people to fix their credit. If you get people with good credit, you can call them and offer business funding. There are so many different people that reach out to me for data all of the time. I even have a massive database of people who are interested in coaching and mentorship like you guys. I've been doing this for over 10 years. I've amassed over 400,000 opt-in emails. Alex is my witness because she manages the back end of it. And so when we push a product and we send it out there, most of you guys, they join and sign up and you join these live calls with me. And if I'm lucky and you guys appreciate what we're doing, then you get to join these things and I make a buck, which is nice. And I give y'all my time and my expertise and my resources and all these other things. This is the backside of the industry. I'm telling you all this for a reason, okay? Now, Isaiah, great question. No one has TLO data. It's impossible. If they do, they're lying. They're saying that because it gets people like yourself to sign up for it. Because I could lie to you right now and I could say, hey, yeah, it's TLO data, but it's not. Okay, this is credit bureau data. So if you've bought a cell phone, financed a vehicle, if you've told somebody that you were changing addresses, it's like you've allowed these companies to sell your information. So I get the authority, which is first right of refusal, to resell your info to someone else. And typically that information is attached to a address and a phone number. So that's what we get. And so I take this information, cross-reference it within 800 property records. Now we have data and we broker it and resell it. Now, TLO, for y'all know, TLO, for you guys that don't know, is like hardcore data. Like this is where you can get somebody's social security number, you can get somebody's driver's license number, you can find out if they have an open light bill in their name or a water bill in their name. If you have their social, you can go even further, what vehicles that they have financed underneath them, what phone numbers are associated with them. TLO typically costs anywhere between $25 to $50 per skip trace because it's a massive skip trace. And depending on the level of which the information that you're trying to find is, TLO will provide that info for you. Okay. Now, credit bureau data is different because it's bulk data, right? It doesn't mean that it's accurate all of the time. TLO has access to government information. Credit bureau data is not the same because there's rules and regulations and laws that abide by the brokering and the reselling of information. Most people who have a TLO access are individuals that have like a lock on a door somewhere and they have a room with a computer in it. And in that computer, they have one internet service. You can only access TLO from this room. There's a cabinet inside with a lock on it, and it's an office, and there's an LLC that is associated with it. Now, TLO, anybody and their mom can say they have access to it. 9 times out of 10, they're lying. I'm just being honest, okay? Now, TLO is amazing, but at the same time, it's too much information and it's not how do you say this? It's not required. And that's a good one. Elise had dropped some game here. So I like to run TLO on the gurus before I invest in the course. That's smart. I love that. And please, again, like I think anybody should be verifiable, but I don't think TLO does much to honor someone's credibility other than you get to find out who they are and if they have any specific lines of credit that have defaulted, bankruptcies that they've had in the past. That might be something, yeah. But as far as somebody's credibility, whether they've closed thousands of real estate deals or not, unless you have direct access to that person's bank account, do you ever get information like that? Okay, but again, I think that that's valuable. Great way to throw that in there. That's fire. Now, I'll tell you right now, guys, I love the data side of things. The thing about the data side of things is that it's not always accurate. Now, just because somebody is able to give you massive amounts of information for bulk, for cheap, whether based on subscription or you're buying it yourself, there's tons of different data companies that are out there. Let's go back in time, okay? So if I wanted to purchase, let's say, an ounce from my guy Maverick here, I'm not saying that that's what he does, but if I wanted to purchase an ounce of marijuana from Maverick here, right? And I'm sure it would be that fire. If I were to buy that from Maverick, he would not sell that to me without making a profit because he got it from somebody, right? And so when we think about this, I want y'all to take that same analogy and throw it into data. They're not going to give you data at bulk, at wholesale price, because there is a middleman that's in the way, and that middleman requires to be paid, right? I would assume that I would never buy anything from Maverick if Maverick wasn't going to be compensated for his work because he's already taken on the risk. He's already got the deal closed. He's already got everything in his hands. He knows what he's doing, right? And I've known Maverick for years. Maverick, guys, is a really good friend of mine. He's also a cash buyer here in San Antonio. So y'all make sure that y'all network with my boy Mav. I've gotten a chance to see him grow throughout the years. I'm so happy that he's in this call. It means a lot to me to have his support. But yeah, that is a cash buyer. So y'all make sure you hit him up if y'all need help with anything. And he's very savvy on creative title, just like myself, but you can never learn too much, right? So he's here to support me and to be involved. And it just means the world to me. All right. And so I didn't even know that. That's so cool. I don't remember, bro. My brain's gone. I don't know. Maybe it had to do with me dying for 5 seconds and coming back, but I have such bad memory, dude. That honestly makes me so happy. I'm glad that I could be there with you in that moment. But yeah, that's another story. Okay, so when we think about like the middleman, right? Then the idea is if we go to the county, we want to X out the middleman completely. It's the difference between buying weed from somebody who lives down the street and going straight to the person who's out there in Oregon or Colorado or California that is growing it on a farm, right? If I buy it from somebody who's going to grow it on a farm, you can get pounds of grass for like up to $300, $400, $200 per pound because it's like that. Now, I'm not here to teach you guys how to flip weed, okay? I'm here to teach y'all real estate. But I wanted to create an analogy that y'all can understand so you understand what it's like to get data from a source, right? And so essentially, when we thought about the county hack hustle, it's so crazy how this would work. You see, the world right now is addicted to convenience. Videos are convenient, Relationships are convenient. Dating people is convenient, man. I'll tell you what, while I was single for that little 2 year period of time, let me tell you something. I was on a dating app, right? And almost every girl that I met was just like, bro, what are you doing here? But I've never been on a dating app before, right? But it was so fast. I felt like I got connected to 20 different women that I wanted to talk to. And it was just like, I don't even know. It was just so fast these days, right? And so the world is taking a turn and everybody wants convenient. Convenience sells. So people are selling you guys on AI stuff, on CRM stuff, on data stuff. Now, I'm not saying that some of those things aren't needed because they make our life easier, but I would say that at some point in time, we got to go back in time and do things the way that they used to be done, not the way that we're being taught now. And so we get these people that go on the internet, that build a huge brand, that catch on to this wave, this whole affiliate thing, data thing, sign up for my link in the bio, sign up for this, sign up for that. I got caught in that. I did that too for the longest time, right? And I'm just saying because it's a method of doing business. I'll never lie to y'all. You guys are getting some sauce right now that I would never give away on a recorded call. And this is just crazy. This is really crazy that I'm even telling you guys this. But you can, if you wanted to, start talking about wholesaling real estate on the internet and funnel people to a $20 course, meet with them 3 times a week on a topic that you barely know about, and then convince everybody to sign up for all of your affiliate links in the comment section. I did that on YouTube. And the affiliate link play, that made me like $10,000, $15,000 a month in passive income. On top of that, doing real estate events and then bringing speakers on, and then everybody's pushing different products, and then meeting people in the product realm. And it's just like everybody has something new to sell, man. Right. And so, like, I got attached to that. I got attached to that. And I don't mean to go too deep into story time, but I'm a context giver. And unless you get all of it, then you won't understand it. Okay. Because I promise you, for those who want to make $1 million right now, you'll pay attention to everything that I'm saying right now. Because this is sauce that ain't no guru online's giving you. I swear to you. Not a single one of them is going to give you the map the way I just told you right now. Because it's a way to make money, but it also discredits certain people, right? Because if you don't got the skin in the game, what are you doing teaching people, right? And so I waited so long before I really started a coaching business. My friend Aaron Bevins, and maybe some of you guys know him from the superhuman community. I love Aaron. He's a dear friend of mine. We've gone out online before. We've gone back and forth before. We've had our differences before, but I'll always love him. And he will always be a brother to me because outside of all of that, we've bled together, we've done deals together, we've grown together, right? Aaron being a prime example of what I'm talking about, right? When I first met Aaron, Aaron was all about data and quickness. I was doing it this way. And his name's Aaron Bevins. I was doing it this way, where I was just going down to the county, cutting out the middleman, sourcing data on my own, finding leads from the county, curating the different types of leads. And I met Aaron, and this was in 2017. I opened up my first office, and he was like, "Yo, Q, this is what we're doing." First time I ever heard of batch leads. First time. First time. It was called batch skip tracing at the time. And he's like, this is where we're getting our data from. And I said, well, so what are you doing? He's like, we just go after high equity absentee and we download them. This is this thing. It's called Mojo Dialer. I said, what? Mojo Jojo? And he said, no, fam, Mojo Dialer. I said, oh. I thought we were talking about freaking Powerpuff Girls for a second, but my boy's out here talking about this dialer that had the mojo. And so I said, okay, cool, let's try it out. I've never seen a dialer like this before, where it could make 3 calls at one time, right? And so I was like, Mojo Jojo. The moment I put that headset on, I was calling 3 people at one time. I said, this is genius, right? And he was like, how much is it? I asked him, how much is it? He said, it's about $200 for 3 lines. And you get 10 phone numbers, you call straight from your cell phone, and it connects you to everybody. The moment that somebody calls, it connects you to the next person. Enter Powerline Dialer year 2017. By the time it was 2018, I had 20 heads inside of my little office with butts and seats, computers that I bought at Walmart, and everybody with headsets, gaming headsets, because I'm a gamer and I had all these gaming headsets for my gaming career, aka the career that never actually happened. But Stephen is my witness. Boy, I used to own some kids on Halo back in the day, and we would teabag them. I don't know if you know what that means, but that's basically like where you sit on whatever. Anyways, you like crouch stand, crouch stand, crouch stand. You do that on certain people. It looks hilarious on the game. And if you're able to get that off on somebody, you were a man of God. You were a legend. You were walking, living, and breathing on somebody else's absolute horrible performance while you were just goaded at the top, right? And so, guys, I'm telling you all this because I've gone through it. And my friend Max, too, I played Destiny with him. We ran a clan. The clan I used to own was called Rabbit Season. So I've been running clans and communities for a long time, so this isn't new, right? And so like I'm gonna go back into this. By the way, I got a story with Max where we went all the way to the end in this thing called Trials of Osiris. And Max did like a triple 360 no scope and killed two people and we won. And I had died and I thought I was gonna lose. We could talk about that in a whole nother time. Yes, you're right. Land the plane. You're right. Land the plane. I'm sorry. It's the ADHD, man. You get everything with me, right? And so when I thought about this, I said, man, I got to do all these different things, right? Guys, I lost my way in that. I lost my way. And what I'm talking about is just like, bro, we all use softwares and systems now. We all have data that we're using. We have skip tracing softwares that require subscription, all of these different things. And they took me away from the very thing that had made me the most amount of money in the least amount of time. Guys, I want y'all to understand anybody who tells you that you should do what you love and you never work a day in your life is lying to you. I think that the real word in this is you should do what makes you the most amount of money in the least amount of time, even if it's like shoveling horse crap, right? And if you do it and you lay in there for a little while, you'll be able to do the things that you actually want to do, not the things that you have to do, like spending time with family, like being able to close a deal while you're chilling in Cancun with your wife. I'm taking my wife on a baby moon here in a couple of weeks, and that's what we're doing. And it's going to be super fun. But I have closings lined up, bro. Right. And so it's such an amazing feeling to be able to do that. And there's a system that's in place, right? But there was a time frame where the softwares and the subscription, like yourself, and let me know if I'm talking to you, drop a one in the comments if you can relate, consumed my life. How many of you guys have been burned out because of subscriptions, right? How many of you guys have been burned out because of subscriptions? Bro, the subscriptions will wipe you out of business faster than anything else because they make you codependent on them. It's like a gym subscription. You guys know you can get down on all fours and do freaking do push-ups, right? You ain't got to go to a gym to get your fitness stuff in, but we make it harder than it has to be. And so we get all these memberships and all these subscriptions and then all these things, and next thing you know, you burn yourself out and you don't even use them, but you're paying for them every month. Then you start getting on the phone with your bank and start disputing things, makes you look bad because you didn't know that you had to cancel from that. Then all these people that promise you specific things that each product does and they don't actually do it, they don't follow through with their word, and you just pulled your life savings or money that you didn't have to feed kids that you got and meals that you were already like scraping by to make for your children to invest in this thing that's supposed to help you close deals. I've been there. I've been there. The subscription thing got me all the way to almost $60,000 a month in overhead, which shut me out of business. Because when 2023 happened and those interest rates spiked, I had 13 properties I was flipping. I lost all of them but three. And I got foreclosed on. Man, that thing wiped my business out. I spent all that money on all these different things. I had to sell all my rental properties. I had almost 100 at the time. I bought all these different real estate deals. I was making money, I had all these offices in third world countries. I sold my warehouse, sold everything. I had to go back to the drawing board, right? So I let a lot of people go. I love my team, man. If you ever worked in my office, you know I loved you and you were a part of something great. And it made me so happy to have so many of y'all a part of my organization when I was flying in that direction. And so I remember I was sitting in my own mess because I got myself here. And I said, dude, this is where I'm at. I'm losing everything. I got all this stuff, right? And I'm like, I got to just start cutting things out. I let go of my whole team. I let go of the office. I let go of the infrastructure. I shut down my studio. And I said, why can't I just do this from my computer? I've been doing it for so long. Before the office, I had it in a different type of way. And so I wanted to go back to the drawing table on something. And I figured it out. It's so crazy how sometimes when you gain everything, you're still blinded by the true blessing that was beneath all of the chaos of making money and speaking on stages and living a lifestyle that you never thought that you'd ever live. It's like you forget the main thing that made you money. And so I was like, bro, let's go back to the drawing board on this. When did we make those six-figure deals? When did we make those six-figure deals? Right? Guys, we made those six-figure deals straight from the county, bro. Almost every deal that I ever dealt with had massive title issues, right? I'd already known how to do it, but I was relying on virtual assistants to do everything for me because that's what everybody was pushing on the internet. And I wanted so badly to look cool because I just thought that, if you have an office and then people can come to it, that somehow you're a badass. But the reality is that I got humbled and I tried to keep something afloat that was no longer necessary. And so I went back to the drawing board. I looked at every single property that we ever closed. And I'm literally doing this, right? So my studio, I'm already shutting it down. I just paid the last month. My lease is already getting canceled. I got one last week in there, and I'm sitting there in my studio and all of my filth and all of my mess and everything that I created for myself. And there's this self-reflection thing that happens, right? About 2 weeks before that, I had a heart attack. A week after I had my heart attack, I gave my life to Jesus. A week after that, I'm sitting in my studio by myself, no team, all these computers, all these thousands of dollars of equipment that I had spent on what? An image, right? To hold myself to this standard. And I wanted so badly to just burn it all. And I thought, you know what? You're Quentin Flores, bro. What are you doing? Like people know you and they don't see quit in you. God knows you and he don't see quit in you. And so I said, you know what? Let's open this up. I pulled out my filing cabinet that had all my deals, which is upstairs in my office right now. I have an office in my house now. I have two offices. I have a little office that I work real estate out of, and upstairs I have my whole studio. I'll take y'all up there so that you can see it. But this was it. And I started going through all of my files. And I looked at every single HUD statement that we had. They're not called HUD statements in Texas anymore. They're closing statements, but at the time they were. And I looked at the commonality here, the factoring of what all this was, right? Because I'm just sitting in it and I'm just like, this is it. This is the end. I guess I'm actually going to get a job. And it just started hitting me like a brick, bro. And I said, you know what? We're gonna try something different. And I looked at every file, and guess what? That's when I brought back the curative title stuff. Something that I had been doing for years that I had forgot about at the beginning of my journey. And how did it start? It started by looking at each file that I ever closed and what it took to close them and the ones that made me the most amount of money in the least amount of time. Now, again, did they take a little bit while than regular wholesale deals to close? Absolutely. But is it a place where you can get data like this? There is, right? And I'd already known. And so, bro, I went back to the drawing board so hard. I shut off social media for like a whole 2 months and I reinvented myself. And toward the end of, I think the beginning of 2024, end of 2023, moving into the new year, I founded the Cheat Code community in November of 23, launched it, started teaching it because it had been something that I'd known how to do. And I was doing deals with my members. I've done tons of deals with my members now. It's been super cool to do. And we teach the same concept. Now, I wanted to add all of this here is because, guys, sometimes what's happening now in our realm of wholesaling, it's not required for you to just go and get a bunch of subscriptions if you don't know how to use your county. And every county is literally different. We're going to go over this together because I want y'all to know exactly how this works, okay? Now, again, when I talk about leads in the county and how this stuff plays and how it works, the first thing is you got to know where your sources are, okay? So first and foremost, I'm gonna share my screen. We're gonna go over this together, okay? So we're gonna jump into this. This is where you start taking notes. Now, it's one thing to know where this stuff is. It is another thing to be able to request this stuff and get it in the proper format, okay? So guys, inside of my community, this is what the center of what we teach is. I call it the cheat code. It's being able to pull real estate leads directly from the county, go past anybody that you can think of, goes directly to the source. We're not purchasing data from resellers anymore. And the issues that these homeowners have are issues that they're facing now. How many of you guys have downloaded a pre-foreclosure list from Deal Machine, PropStream, or Batch? And did you call them? And did they say they already sold the damn property? Drop a one in the comments if that's you. Come on. I know I'm talking to somebody right now. Somebody in this room has experienced that and they got angry because they're paying for something that has outdated information. Guys, and I'm trying to teach you something here, okay? So there's so many different portals of where you get this stuff. Number one, being the county clerk. Now, your county clerk handles so many different types of lead bases, y'all. Your county clerk is where you can get judgments, liens, foreclosures, affidavits of heirship, recently filed probates, and a county clerk has different sections of where they provide this specific type of information. You don't just go to the county clerk and get it all. Sometimes you got to go to the county clerk, and then there's a probate office that you go to. In San Antonio, it's two separate offices. The county clerk is in one building, but the probate office is downstairs in the basement of another. It's very confusing. Then upstairs, you have the child support office. And then a couple of floors down, you also have the divorce office. And then in the other building behind it, you have the tax lien foreclosure office. And then every first Tuesday of the month, right outside of the county clerk, they're hosting the auction. So you have buyers that are there too. But this is where you can get so many different types of data. They call it something different in every single county. The method of this is you'll literally go into Google right now or ChatGPT, whatever you want to do, and type in my county, the name of it, right? So when I'm in the county of Bear, so I'll type in Bear County, right? And then I'll ask it. I said, where can I pull information of liens, judgments, foreclosures? If you got Ari, this is a perfect time for you guys to do it. And you can ask it of where you can source this data from, and it'll give you a step-by-step guide on how to pull it. Now, again, this type of information, depending on the nature of your county, is stored differently. There is not a one size fits all. Just because you have a county clerk, it could be called property deed records where you're at. It could be called open records request. It could be called land and deed information. It's not always called county clerk, but that's the revolutionary term of where this information is recorded, right? So when somebody purchases a piece of property, let's say I sold a house to my guy Mav, and then Mav sold it to Steven, and then Steven sold it to my guy Max, right? So we did that. That's called a chain of title. So there'd be a deed recorded between me and Mav, which would be filed to the county clerk, and then there would be a deed recorded between Mav and Steven, would be filed down to the county clerk, and that chain of title is honored by making these specific types of documents public record. Sometimes, and I want y'all to take note on this, sometimes these records are not available online. You have to actually go in person and ask formally if the information is there. This is where things get tricky. And I want you to know, like, why, well, how, and why would they give you this information? It is your right. It is your right. And I want to show you guys something, okay? This is called the Freedom Information Act of America. It is a public law and bill that was signed back in June 30th of 2026. They've updated it constantly that grants you freedom for every single county. If there's information that is made public, you get access to this specific type of data, okay? Now, guys, I got to timestamp this because this is going to be part of the curriculum that we're going to be throwing into the cheat code group. So for Alex and John that are here that are helping me with the editorial part of what I'm teaching today, make sure you timestamp this part specifically. It is your right to have access to this information. Now, sometimes you got some counties that are really going to go off of the deep end and they're going to tell you, like, well, yeah, you have access to it. Doesn't mean we have to give it to you in bulk. And then you have to pay a subscription to get access to it. Or they'll ask you to fill out a form and submit an application before they give it to you and they have a process, right? So not every county clerk is like, oh, it's open and it's public and it's for everybody. Sometimes it's for everybody, but you have to go through the notion of it. If you're going to be getting this information in like Virginia, for example, Virginia has one portal for everything, but they require subscription, and it's $97 a month per county. Okay. But you also have to send in an application and your LLC info, and a $50 cashier's check needs to be mailed to their office directly to be able to get this info in Virginia County. Now, just because it's accessible, it also doesn't mean that you don't have to do some work. Okay. Now, the county clerk, for some of you guys, you might be able to get address information. The address might be clear as day. It could say, oh, property is going into foreclosure at 123 Main Street. This is a substitute point of trustee document that's been filed at the county. This is the information that's available here. Well, let me tell you something, right? So I'm building a bot inside of this county in Texas called Harris County. For my people in Houston, H-Town, stand up, baby. I love it. Guys, I've been posting a lot of trapped out stuff lately, okay? I found out this cool prompt on ChatGPT to turn me into this gangster guy that's standing outside of condemned houses. It's so much fun. And I'm never going to get tired of making those every time I promote a boot camp. It's the first thing I look forward to. However, right, Harris County does not just open up docs and boom, there it is. It's in your face. You actually have to open up the file itself, download the document, put it in front of your screen, and read the entire thing to find the address. And you cross-reference. This is the work that nobody else does. Now, can you hire an engineer that can do that for you? Or maybe somebody who can build a scraper that can train an AI to read documents on your behalf and then put those addresses inside of a spreadsheet for you? I'm opening up your mind here. Come on, this is why I tell you guys when I start talking like this, dude, whether I'm yapping or not, money's falling out of my pockets. You guys get the opportunity to pick it up, okay? You can hire somebody on Upwork.com right now to build a scraper bot for you that can take this information and put it where you want it to go. And that's where we're at in technology, especially with AI. So I have one built for Harris County now, and I sell it for $3,000 because I know what it's worth and it's going to make your job a lot easier. It pulls liens, judgments, foreclosures, anything and everything that you can think of. I'll show you guys just so that you know that there's no freaking cap in my game. So again, this thing is called a scraper, right? So this thing takes the information from the county clerk and it dumps it into a how do you say like PDF format. So I can go in here. It has to wake up because I host it on a server. So it says this will take just a sec. The app is waking up. Step one is to scrape the entire instruments that I'm wanting. Step two is to reference that information into the Harris County Appraisal District to pull property addresses. Okay. So again, this is a scraper that I built. I host it on a server called Streamlit. It's an app that you can download onto your computer. And this is how you can pull leads at rapid pace. I've talked about this for free on my YouTube channel. Okay. And let me show you how fast I can pull real estate leads in Harris County. This would take you as a human being, whether you're hiring a virtual assistant to do it for you manually, probably 3 whole days to do. And I'm going to show you how to do 3 days of work in literally I think it's probably going to take maybe less than 2 seconds. Do you want to see it? Check this out. So we're going to pick the document type. We're going to do affidavit, right? And then we're going to go into, let's say, I don't know, what month just passed? January. So we'll do January, we'll say 26. Come on, you guys really want to see this, or am I just talking to nobody here? Because what I'm showing y'all right now, this is next level stuff. We're going to do from January, type of one in the comments if you're hype about this. We're going to do from January 1st to what day are we in? It's February, right? It's February 19th, I think. Thursday? No, it's the 20th. Jeez. Okay, cool. So we are in 2026. So boom, and then we are on the 19th, and there we go. Let me show you how I can do we'll say 72 hours worth of nonstop work in just a couple of seconds. So once I hit start scraping, you'll see this little guy here running, bicycling, swimming. Oh, would you look at that? Everything that I needed. All the different affidavits of airship that were filed within the last couple of months. And we have almost 100, 200 rows of data to pull. Done like that. From here, I'll type in HCAD search and it'll take the information that I just downloaded and I'll run HCAD searches on it. And this will be done in about 10 to 15 minutes and we'll come back to it toward the end of the call. Do you guys see what I'm doing here? Oh, hold on. Let me. This is where I open up your mind a little bit, right? Because these things that I'm talking about, guys, this is what you can do in your county. And it's not something that everybody knows how to do. This is very advanced stuff that I'm showing you. And so I have about 6 different bots, guys. I built 6 of them so far, but I warehouse almost 20 of them. I've been working and fixing a few of them. These are not easy to build. The cost of building one for me to do this for you is anywhere between 3,000 and 5,000 bucks. That's an entirely different service, and the scraper takes information from the county and it puts it into PDF. I'm sorry, Excel spreadsheet format for you, so you can load it into a place and get it skip traced. That's what a scraper does. So again, we're going over a lot of things here, but let me go back to the root of what we were talking about today. The county clerk warehouses majority of your information, okay? So you get all of these different types of leads, no matter what instrument type that it is, meaning document type, affidavit, lien, child support lien, probate, last will and testament, foreclosure, substitute appointed trustee, memorandum of contract. There's not a single type of document that you can pull directly from the county, okay? Now, if y'all are interested in that right there is a whole nother thing. I might have some people that be wanting to make that type of investment. It's 60 days to deliver that to you. And it's 5 grand, 3 to 5 grand. And so just so y'all know, that's something that you want to message me about outside of this. We offer financing options too. We have a lender that we work with. It's something that's really cool, and we could talk about it on a whole nother call or something. Okay. Let's go back into what we're teaching today because the manual part can still be automated. You can still pull leads directly from the county. Okay. So again, the county clerk being the first one. I love the county clerk because that's how you can get some of the best leads. Now, what do you say to those people? Call and see how they handle foreclosure filings, where you can access information. Are these records available online, or do you have to formally request them? Is there a specific portal or document name I should be searching? And how frequently are these records updated? Now, regardless of whether or not it's frequent, because I think for the foreclosure list, it's on the 1st of every month and on the 15th of every month, each specific lead that you can get directly from the county is normally filed every single day. So foreclosures, you can look this up every single day. What if I could tell you guys that I could build a bot, and this would be premium, this would be over 5 grand, that can run for you 24/7, and every single time a lead is filed in the county the county courthouse, that it could automatically be ripped the moment that it's digitized, put into a spreadsheet for you, loaded into your Jarvis account, and automatically text that person the moment that that document is filed. Am I opening up your mind now? You see how far this can go? Guys, I have automations like that I've built out for higher level clients that want things like that. And that's going to put you ahead of the competition. I don't care who you are, which is how we've been able to compete with some of the bigger guys in San Antonio that do this stuff. Because I'm not the only one, man. San Antonio done blown up in the guru road, bro. I got to compete with guys like Charles. I got to compete with some guys like my friend Mike with, Turn Up the Hustle podcast. That dude's crazy. He does amazing, right? And I feel like I've met him at five different sub twos already, right? I got to deal with Logan. Logan's so good at what he does. I'm good too. Logan's really good too. But I have so much competition here. So then what do we have to do to stand out, right? If so many people are going to the county and getting this stuff in Bear County, San Antonio, then we got to figure this out in other places. So we run this game in Tarrant County, Harris County. I do El Paso County. We also do it here in Bear County, San Antonio. So it's a lot of fun. Now, second piece here. Second piece is your tax office. Now, this is the thing. I want y'all to understand that there are two different things between properties that are behind on taxes, aka properties that are tax delinquent, right? And properties that are going into tax lien foreclosure. A lot of times, if somebody is losing their property for a tax delinquent, it's because they've gotten behind on property taxes. Now, that doesn't always mean that that's the reason. Sometimes people have IRS liens against them. Sometimes people have federal tax liens against them. Sometimes it could be like a MERP claim, right? A lot of these are like associated with taxes. And so these properties, they go through this process where you can find them before they get there. What is that called? How do you get this information? And so, guys, this information is typically available at any tax assessor collector. It's called tax assessor collector. In certain counties, it might be called tax treasurer. In certain counties, it might be called the tax office. It's called something different. That's the thing. You have to figure this stuff out. You got to mess with it a little bit. Why is this list important? This type of list, guys, you can format in so many different types of ways because they give you raw data sets, raw data sets. And again, this type of data, what you're looking for is called a tax roll. Write that down, okay? Tax roll. Can I get somebody to repeat 1, 2, 3 tax roll? Drop it in the comments. 1, 2, 3 tax roll. 1, 2, 3 tax roll. Tax roll is what you request for the following, I'm sorry, previous year. They're not going to have 2026 tax roll yet. They won't pull that information until August. So you can get properties that are delinquent in taxes from the first of this year, right, all the way to August 1st. And that's how often the list is updated. So you can get it at the beginning of the year, middle of the year. If it's your first time getting it, get it all. Now, why is this valuable? Why is this valuable? Because this type of list can be reformatted and structured where you can pull leads within leads. Most people don't do it this way. I'm about to show y'all something that's going to blow y'all's mind real quick. Do you guys want to see something crazy? Was it worth me yapping? I want to know because I saw somebody in here was like, land the plane. Well, guys, I'm going to take as long as I want to land this plane because it's worth it. Okay. I'm telling you guys this. Like, I don't know anybody else who's teaching this stuff, dude. I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to blow your freaking mind right now. Okay. You're going to say, yo, Q's the one after this. This is going to blow your mind. So let me show you something real fast. So Quentin's Business 2025. There it is. Okay. And then I'm not showing my screen yet. I am. Give me a minute. Okay. Hold on. I'm pulling it up right now. And we got it. Let me show you something. This is going to blow your mind. Okay. Check this out. I got the tax roll, right? And I didn't want the tax roll to just be delinquent property taxes. That's easy. Everybody goes after that. How can we pull probate leads out of this? How can we pull vacant houses out of this? How can we find the ones that have disability or senior citizens that own these properties, right? Guys, so every property, when it has any property that you can find on any appraisal district, if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see this little section right there. This little section. It's called exemptions. It shows me if this person has a tax break on their properties. See what I'm saying? What, no, I guess maybe y'all don't understand. If they have an exemption against their property, right? That means that if they're disabled, they're getting a tax break. I can find that out now because they have the disabled exemption against their property for tax thing. They're over the age of 65. It means that they're a senior. They file for seniority for a tax break, gives them a little discount every single year, right? Then you also have veterans, right? The guys, there's so many different types of exemptions. Now, this is the kicker too. If you could search all of the property addresses in your market, you could download all of them, right? And if you could filter by the ones, you know how many people here in town, specifically, we'll say in your market, that don't know how the hell to do probate? Somebody dies, right? And you don't expect it. Nobody does. It just happens. Sometimes it is expected, and people still don't know what to do. They're like, man, well, grandpa said I could have this. So they go to the house, they start grabbing stuff. Well, you're like, well, okay, well, how do I solidify this so I can inherit my grandpa's stuff? Well, yeah, I'll tell you what, it's the Hispanic thing to do. It's what we do here in town. For some reason, it's very common in Bexar County. We grab that person's death certificate and we go and we turn it in to the appraisal district and we say, hey, the owner of this property is dead. We're working on inheriting it. Here's the death certificate. What else do I need to do? They don't even tell you anything. They just stamp it. Okay, we're going to update the county records. You should see that reflected on the property under the owner, right? And it's like, okay, thank you. And you walk out and you think that you did everything. No, guys, if there's no proceedings, if there's no probate filed, no last will and testament, if the person died and there's no affidavit of heirship or transfer of ownership, that property's up in the air. But then you get all these houses that sit still in this specific limbo, like I'd say limbo state of individuals that don't know what the hell they're doing, right? Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is the delinquent tax roll for 2025, okay? This is all of the information, all of it. So I have all the info for all of it. I mean, it's like hundreds of thousands of records, okay? And I get a few different things. I get the owner name, first name, last name, property mailing address, property state, property zip, and then the total amount that they owe in taxes on the property, okay? So as you can see, there are a lot of people that aren't paying their property taxes here in San Antonio. But due to the exemptions and the names that are on top of the owners of the properties, I wanted my guy to reframe this, reformat it, and using AI, we cleaned it. So this is what we did. I separated the ones that have senior exemptions against them. So these people are over the age of 65. Now I'm going to show you guys how you can stack leads without having REI Sift, without having any type of fancy batch lead deal machine stacker or whatever. We're going to stack straight from the county. Check this out, okay? We have seniors, veterans, and people that are disabled. Watch this because I'm going to blow your mind right now. Check this out. Let's go to estates. In the name of the property address, you see all these here? Estate of German Delgado, estate of Prince Florence, estate of Tony Ness, estate of Clarence. Guys, these are all active probate deals. Look how many there are. Look how many there are. And people aren't even finding these, bro. Come on, man. I got to be showing y'all something y'all ain't seen before. Only paid community people see stuff like this. I've waited 2 years to show this stuff. Be grateful for it because this is crazy, okay? You have 900 plus probate. These are all active. All of these require curative title. All of these require us to go and buy out partial interest. I got more leads than I know what to do with now. So when I looked back and I was sitting in my studio and I said, man, what's the common factor out of every single deal I've ever closed in my whole life? And I pulled out that freaking filing cabinet. I looked through every single property that ever made me six figures. And I saw that they all had something in common. The freaking tax office, bro. I said, what the hell have you been doing, Quentin? Slapped myself like 4 times. I said, we're getting out of this funk. This is not where I die. This is not where Q ends. And I jumped into this and I ran into it. And bro, Vilson, as my VA, who was my cold caller for a few years, look at the validity of it, right? When we call these people, how often are we getting hold of the right person, Vilson? Damn near 80% of the time. And you can attest to this, right? Because of the quality of the data. Now, let me show you how we're stacking them, right? Well, okay, what if somebody's just a senior citizen, right? Let's go back. Let's go back. Senior owner. Let's scroll into this. Let's toss in a filter, right? So I'm going to add a filter here and I want to go ahead and just let's create one. Let's type in estate. EST. We're going to do it that way. Boom, hit okay. Oh, might have messed up. Okay, it's okay. So estate, boom, and then scroll down. There they are. You see them? How I'm filtering? And so guys, like with that one simple filter, we're able to pull out all the properties that are in an estate right now. Look at this one. Francis V, estate of. We scroll over. This is their property, right? Oh crap, I think I missed it. I missed it. It's okay. We'll go to another one. Oh, here it is. 430 Harcourt Avenue, San Antonio, Texas, 78223. That's a free lead. One of y'all tries to go in and close it, hit me up. They have a $93,000 tax lien against it. The person who owned this property is deceased and was a senior citizen. So there's a huge chance that if we look this address up, right, and we look it up, put it into Google real quick, we can see if this house is vacant or if somebody's occupying it. What we do know is that it's in an estate. And so then we just come in here, we dump it, bro, and we do what we do the same way that we would do anything else. Look at it. This is the property here. And we can look at the front as well. to get an idea of what it is that we're dealing with. Someone's living there now, but that property is still in an estate, fellas. So we know for a fact that that could be a real estate deal that you and I could go in and close. We don't know, but we can find out. What we do know is that there's $96,000 worth of taxes that are owed against this property. This house is going to get foreclosed on soon. If we go over there, we can let the person know that the individual who owned this property is deceased, although there's a senior exemption against it. If we find one heir, we can purchase ourselves into that property. You see what I'm saying? And now we can begin the process of doing partial interest investing on one deal like this. You don't need all of them to agree, you just need one of them. And then now you're family and you can barrel yourself into the deal. I'm showing you guys something that the gurus are like, I'm telling you, they charge $20,000, $30,000 to do. This is why the tax office is so fire, bro. So fire. And that's at the $97 level, Mario. We teach more in 97 because we have so many different types of stuff that we're talking about. We're going to have so many courses that are entering this weekend. We have a partial interest course that's at the $97 level. And you guys all have the ability to upgrade for my guys that are at 20 right now. Y'all are getting replays, but we have partial interest course. We have substituted collateral course. We have a curative title course. We got a removement of debt course dropping. All of this is happening this weekend. I've been building up to this, y'all. Like this has been something that I've been in the lab cooking for the longest time. All right. So just be ready for it because ain't nobody giving it out that way. I think I saw a guy selling the same information for $2,300 a month. Literally, look it up. I think the company's called like Reverse Flip or something, right? We're breaking the internet. I'm going to make this available to everybody, and I don't care what it does because we're teaching it right. And as long as you guys know I'm giving real advice, and if you follow what I say and you don't make mistakes, this won't fall on me. I'm going to still teach it, but you're taking the risk. You're the one who's understanding this stuff. You're the one learning it. You're the one making it applicable, okay? I can't teach all you guys how to shoot the gun right, but damn it, you better learn something, okay? Never take anything on without underwriting it. I'm going to say that up front. These deals, they require capital. You don't just go and you do this. It requires capital. You got to be able to invest. So do a couple wholesale deals first, which we teach you how to do that inside of the group. Once you have $20,000, $30,000 in the bank account, now you're ready for partial interest investing. You can start doing these curative title issues. Tax office is one of the most valuable ways that you can pull real estate leads. I just showed y'all something. I swear to you, on God's given earth, I'm the only one that's teaching this. I know this for a fact because I've already bought all the other courses, y'all. Nobody talks about it at this level. They tell you just enough for you to pay for it, and once you pay for it, that's it. It's like they stop talking to you. I've seen it with my own eyes. Okay, we don't operate like that here, bro. We lead in kingdom principles in my community. I don't care, bro. As long as I honor the Lord, that's what matters to me. Okay, so everybody here is worth my time. So let's roll back into this. Okay, now, oh look, Charles, I think he might have just joined. Oh, it said the link won't let him in. Damn it. Well, I don't know. You guys think I should bring Charles in already because I'm on a roll right now. Alex, can you give me the Zoom link real quick? I got to send it over to Charles. Okay, we're going to bring Charles in, but I'm going to keep going, okay, because we're talking about a lot of things, right? Next place here is open records request. Now, everybody has an open records request portal, something that you can gain access to. Hold on. Okay, I'm sending Charles the link. I got it, guys. Give me just a moment. We're pausing real quick. I got so many things I'm doing right now. I got my wife a massage, and she's like, I need you to send me money. Damn it. Okay, I got it. I got it. Okay, we're good. I just sent it to Charles. Charles is jumping in. Alex, when Charles joins, can you do me a favor and make him a co-host and then add him to the screen because we're talking game right now, okay? Open records requests is a portal in your town. So the way this works is you go into your Google, right, or whatever, you can use ChatGPT even, and you type in open records requests and the name of your county, okay? So when you do this, it's going to give you a specific portal. That type of portal, you typically have to have some kind of like login credentials because you're going to be communicating with somebody via email. This is where all of these different departments exist. What are these departments that that you're talking about, Q, you say? Number one, the fire department. Number one, the water department, whoever delivers water or gives you water in your place, right? Like, because we all have to use water, right? The third place is the code enforcement office. Your code enforcement office is where people drive around town all day, and their literal job is to find houses that have, you know, things that are hazardous to people walking around. Could be a hole in the roof, overgrown grass. They put liens against your property for those things, right? So if you own a piece of real estate, all my homeowners here that have a homeowners association, can we all just agree that by the grace of God that that homeowners association were not created by God. Can we just agree that that's the work of Satan right there? Like, come on, man. I'm just saying. I can't stand homeowners association, bro. They sent me a bill just because my boat is not tied up properly and it's a hazard that it might fall into the freaking street. Bro, the worst, dude. They gave me a $1,100 thing because they've been mailing me for 3 months about my boat. Bro, go screw yourself, man. I love my boat. My boat ain't gonna run over anybody. I know what I got, and I've sealed it, and it's there. It ain't rolling off. It ain't rolled off the entire time that I've owned it. In the last 5 years, it's been in my possession. People are just crazy. Anyways, that's the HOA demon, right? So these different types of companies, they also report specific types of information that happen on a consistent basis. So when you have these properties that have dilapidation, they're going through a lot of different things. They have holes in the roof, right? Windows broken, overgrown grass. That stuff gets reported through your code enforcement office. Another one that people sleep on, and I'm going to give y'all sauce on this. Y'all, this one's crazy. The police records. You say, well, what do I need that for? Guys, it's public information. So if I found out that my guy James here, James B, if I found out James just got arrested for his third DWI and he got picked up at 123 Main Street and he's looking at 5 years in prison, he's going to need an attorney, probably need to sell his friggin' house to afford it. See what I'm saying? And so that's how crazy this can get. I'm not saying that that's James, by the way. But yeah, you can get water shut off, utility shut off. You can get um, fire damage. You can get water damage from floods. You can get all kinds of this information. It's all over, y'all. It's fire. Okay. And they give you addresses. You can get recent arrest info where an arrest was associated with the property address. And you can get so specific. They can give you so many different types of things. And so that's what's amazing about open records requests is if you can master this, guys, I'm telling you, you have figured out 90% of the workload. It's one of the most valuable things that you can learn. And requesting this information is something that you do every single month. Now, guys, inside of the portal, one of my next calls I'm going to be talking about inside of school, and I think that this would be valuable for anybody here, and it's at the $20 level, so don't think you got to spend any more. I'm literally trying to give y'all so much already, but it's $20 a month to get involved with my group. Everybody that joins gets a copy of the course material that we have today. Before we break it down, we're giving out the bulk recording so you guys get access to it. We're also going to be giving away Jarvis. We're going to be giving away one lifetime subscription to a lucky user who decided to sign up for school. And we're also going to be giving away a cash buyers list of, I believe it's like 4.6 million cash buyers. We increased it from yesterday, the 2.3. So this is what we're giving away today. Now, the only way that you guys can get this is if you're inside of the community. So you just got to sign up. It's 20 bucks, man. It's like a raffle. And I'm picking 3 lucky winners today. Okay. And that's for everybody that signs up with school. But I'll make this even more worth your while. And if you signed up yesterday or anytime during this boot camp, if you're an active user that just signed up, I love you guys. All of y'all that are already members, you're getting this stuff anyway. And I've done this plenty of times. This is just for the people to get them incentivized to join because I want them here. Okay. So if you hit that little school link right there, you enter into the raffle that we're going to be doing today, right? But this is all going to be available to all of you guys to be able to learn how to do this stuff because we have transcripts, we have scripts. I'm telling you guys, like, I don't think I've missed on anything. And we're giving this stuff away. This is all the County Hack Hustle stuff. I have it broken down on what you need to look for, where you can find it, how you can get evictions, probate, tax lien foreclosures. We even have this for your Freedom Information Act and what you need to carry with you when you go down there if you have to order it physically. And some of y'all might be like, well, hey, Q, like, I don't know what to say. We even uploaded a script that you can take with you so that you don't get sidetracked when somebody asks you a specific question as to why you're getting this information. You see what I'm doing? And so, guys, we also have it broken down. Like, this is all of you that want to know how to get leads directly from the county. I put it in course format, and it's in 3 different modules, which we're uploading to the school platform today, right? And so, guys, it's super fun doing this inside of the group. If you're not involved, get involved. It's very fun. We host Bible studies every morning, help you guys get closer to Jesus. I also do about 3 or 5 calls. We teach Jarvis as well. If you are a Jarvis user, it's something that you should do. And dude, like, we have, when I say that, I don't think there's a single thing I haven't taught on. If I go to the classroom here, we have tons of courses, guys, from Messy Title to County Hack to cheat code stuff like building bots, sales training. There's even an advanced level that's next level, really. If you're trying to automate and build all those automations, you don't want to spend 5 or 10 grand. Well, I taught you how to do it, right? But some people still don't get it. But it's something that you can think about, right? So, like, all of our calls are recorded. There's almost like I'd say 600 to 700 hours worth of content in here. I've been building this for the last 2 years. So, guys, I'm very proud of it. And I would love to have you. Again, like we're a kingdom principle leveled community. And what we talk about, we actually do. And it's super fun. Okay. So, those are some of the best sources, right? Giving away three of them. I'm going to bring Uncle Charles in here so Uncle Charles can tell you guys a little bit about some of the stuff that he has available too. Hold on.
To this day, although we've automated a lot of it with AI, right now, we're able to get all type of data across the nation. But when it comes to public data, which is the most important type of data, and I mean court records when I say public, that's the thing. Every state is different. What we've been able to do with the AI is we've been able to get tax foreclosures. Like as soon as they go live, we got them like seconds. And so that's one thing that we have a really good advantage on right now. And then we're doing a lot with mortgage foreclosures on some of the counties. We're not doing all the counties yet. And then we're gonna segue into uh, probates and divorces, stuff like that. But not every county gives up the information very easily. One of the things that we're working on, for example, is tax delinquents. So tax delinquents is a very type of special lead. That's the core of everything that we do. And the tax delinquent is in some cases, very hard to get. Now, I only know of one company. They're actually here in Texas. I'm not going to front them out. They're not in the business of what we do. They're in the business of tax loans. And I only know one company that can get tax delinquents on time, like in seconds. Everything is happening. Boom, boom, boom. Whether somebody missed a payment, whether somebody made arrangements, whether somebody's getting foreclosed on a tax year or whatever, they're that fast. But they're using a very archaic system. And I met with them a few times and I said, hey, look, guys, let's get together and let's figure something out because we're going to build that thing. We're very close. And so we have a proposal to them here that we're supposed to get an answer next month. And we're hoping to kind of use our leverage for the new technology that we have. Not me, I didn't build it, guys. The guys that build it, right? So hopefully what we want is for them to give us access. So we get access, REI Labs will able to get data like that when it comes to tax foreclosures. And then from Texas, we'll move into other different states. So there's a lot coming with I know Quentin builds bots. I think guys, if you haven't taken advantage of the bots, I mean, I'm just gonna tell you what it is. You're just slow. I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. It's like, if you don't have a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, which guys, those ain't the fastest cars in the world. But if you want to look good and you want to drive, that's fine. But sometimes you need a souped up Mustang, a Jack Corvette, and to get there fast. You can get there looking good, and maybe you go a little slow, or you can get there fast and break down the walls and make money. And so, Q's doing bots. That's something we're going to be talking to his team about. We're going to be talking to Q's team about incorporating some of the bot building they do. Our guys, I don't want my guys building bots. I want my guys building AI, but the bots that they build are really, really handy, guys, and they can really help you. If you decide to join REI Labs, you get grandfathered into the system because eventually we'll be able to pull all type of data across the nation. You won't pay the upgraded prices once those prices start to elevate because we're offering more and more information. Right now, you can get data, but it's like fixer uppers. Let me have subject twos in Dallas. Let me have abandoned properties in San Antonio. Let me have land. When we're talking about land, we're not talking about rural land. We're talking about in lots, So there's a lot of good stuff out there, guys. If you wanted to go do the work yourself, it's this simple, man. I told you the list the other day. Go down to the county, get the tax delinquent list. Some counties will give it to you the same day. You got to scrub that thing. Now, if you don't know how to scrub that thing, Man, it's gonna take you forever, right, Q? You'll be there fucking for hours. So AI helps a lot, but if you know how to prompt the AI, you'll be there forever. And so you have to learn how to do that. Now, if you stack that with some of the other stuff that I told you yesterday, then you get a very, very niche down list. And some of you guys might not understand what stacking is. So on different lists, you're gonna find the same addresses. And when you stack those lists, independently the lists are good. But when you stack them, you're basically stacking problems on top of problems on top of problems on top of problems. And so the more problems that a property has within reason, the likelihood of those people standing behind those properties or the ones you have to find, they're going to be deals. And so that's the objective. You want to call 10,000 people? Hey, man, go for it. Go for it. You want to call 100 people, the likelihood of popping a few deals and all of them becoming follow-ups? Notice what I said. All of them becoming follow-ups because they all got problems. You've identified the problem. And so that's how I like to approach stuff. Um, you know, I've actually stopped on curating data like I used to. At our height, guys, we were doing 100,000, 150,000 a month back in 2017 at 22 cents a lead. Think about that. That's unheard of, man. Remember Q when those days were around?
I remember we were always doing deals together too because we were
Yeah,
finding so many. And
guys, we were getting 22-cent leads from IDI. And now you can get, I mean, it's not the best because of course the cheaper it is, the less accurate it is, but you can get data anywhere almost for free now. There's companies that offer that shit for free right now. And of course you may not get 100%. Nobody ever got 100%. But if you get 60% hit rate, but the problem with doing that is if you're targeting 10,000 leads, man, it's going to get very, very tiring going through the other 40% that you wasted a lot of time. So my thing is, and I think what Q's advocating for also is niche down the list. Niche down the list to two things. And I'm not going to say who it is because we don't get along. But one thing I always remember from this one guy, Quentin can say who it is. He knows who it is. And I always loved what he would say. He would say, find people with problems and find properties with problems. And people would say, well, what's the difference? There is a difference. If you find people with problems, hold on 1 second. Give me a second, guys. All right.
Mario, I'm
So
actually going to be showing how to use Ari, full-blown course. I'm getting set up with my account on the elite level here with Charles,
so
and it's going to be
get
crazy. So just be ready for it.
getting back to what I was saying is so there was a guy here in town that had a really big following there for a while. I mean, he had the biggest RIA. He was doing it. And I'm not going to go into why he kind of fell out, but he's an attorney. And he would always say, find people with problems and find property with problems. And people would be like, the same shit. It's not the same shit. Because if you find properties with problems, you're finding, tax delinquents, fire damage, shut off water, code violations, judgments. That's properties with problems. And somebody always owns those properties, own rights to them. So that's a good way to do it. Now, some people go the other route because they have connections. You find people with problems. What are people's problems? Divorces, right? Liens, tax liens, mechanics liens, illness, oh, hospice. So if you concentrate on one or the other, preferably on the properties, you're gonna run into deals. And so the trick to this business is niching it down, niching it down. Gone are the days when you're just doing a bunch of fucking calls, boom, boom, boom. Those days are gone. And with AI, the more the AI gets, the more advanced the AI gets, guys. And we're so close to cracking the code, for all type of stuff. And keep in mind, guys, when I say this, these are independent companies. Let me just take 3 minutes. I gotta say this to you guys. Let me tell you something, guys. If you don't believe that someone can come up with an idea that will change how everything works, you're not thinking big enough. Let me tell you why. Because there's AI right now. I know of a company right now and that contacted us to do some business with us out of Silicon Valley. It's just three fucking guys, three guys. Okay. And they built a system that they only had 79 customers. 79 customers. Each one of those customers are paying them anywhere from $2,000 to $20,000. But they built an AI that is so custom to what people want that they're able to demand their price. Now, you can't compare that to a big conglomerate company, but these guys are building something that people want. And that's any one of you guys can wake up tomorrow and be like, you know what? I have the skills, or I know somebody who has the skills, or I have the money to hire the guys that have the skills who are going to build something. And then all of a sudden you're gonna change how things work, and you're gonna make a lot of money, and with God's help, you're gonna ride into the sunset. So what I'm sharing with you is the idea, for example, behind Ari. Like, I'm not Ari, guys. I'm just a guy that said yes. But some of the stuff that these guys in the AI world are building is just crazy. Like the way their minds think, dude, they're so far ahead. I did a video here 2 nights ago, and I posted the new Ari that's coming out here in March 1st. Guys, we haven't even fully, I mean, we just started launching Ari, and they're already coming out with the next version. The next version will have memory, storage, the ability to pull Word documents, PDF documents. It's crazy. And you guys can get that now and be grandfathered in. Because the more advanced it gets, the higher the price will be. So just to keep that in mind. To answer Q's thing, um, oh, sorry guys, we're 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 now we're now we're now posting for affiliates. So eventually we're gonna bring on some affiliates. Q's one of the affiliates that have been approved. As a matter of fact, Q is the first affiliate to be approved, and let me tell you why. Quentin was approved because REI Labs reached out to almost everybody. But nobody wanted to take the chance because the first thing that they brought up was what happens if people figure out that this thing can answer any question and they don't need me no more. They don't have to pay me no more, $97, $300 a month or whatnot. And we were like, guys, we're not trying to take people from you. We're trying to help you fulfill, because a human being can only fulfill one or two, three questions in 5 minutes if he's talking fast, but Ari can fulfill thousands of questions at the same time. The reason Q, guys, if you don't mind me sharing this, Q is advocating to become an affiliate. And of course, he knows me, and I don't make those decisions. But he said, hey, look, man, I'm going to put together a webinar. I'm going to put together minimum 200, 300, 400 people at this webinar, and it's going to be about the future, and it's going to be about Ari. You guys can show up or not show up. And we were like, what the fuck? And he bulldogged his way in there. So the REI Labs people had to make a decision like, wait a minute, you're doing an event where we're going to be talking about Ari, and you're going to have all these people there. So in the end, it's like I told him, I said, look, man, we have to go with people who are resilient, who have been through the weeds, who have been up and down, who don't stop. Guys, those are the people, the guys that keep going no matter what happens, are the folks you should listen to. Because let me tell you something, if they failed and they got back up, that means they already know where they failed. The guys who have it really easy, have everybody endorsing them. And I don't want to make this a guru bashing thing, but we just posted a video. We just posted a flyer about an open invitation every Saturday to any guru in the nation that wants to come up against Ari. We just posted that open invitation, a friendly invitation. The reason we did that is because we want to show the folks, we want to show the people that the future's here. And I happen to be lucky to be part of it. Now Quentin's an affiliate. We have 10 more people that are going to come on as affiliates here pretty soon. And what we want to do is put the power of knowledge in your hands. Now, that's the most important thing. But what comes with it is all the other stuff that Ari can already do and is going to do better, and the other stuff that's coming with it behind it. So we are going to be doing some private classes on how to use Ari, because what we realized in the
Almost done.
last
I found. three, but I just have
What we realized is that we can't just give a powerful tool to somebody and not tell them how to use it. So we're gonna be showing people how to use this. So we'll be having some classes. I think Quentin and his group is gonna lead that. And so that way you guys can learn not only the capabilities of Ari that are right now, how to use it better, how to learn faster, but what's coming in the future. And guys, things are coming fast. We're not talking about next year. We're talking about shit is coming fast. And so I welcome all of you guys to sign up. I know a lot of you have registered. I think over 200 of you guys have registered for the demo. So if you registered, you should have got an email to click on a demo, and then inside that demo, there's a link you can go to and click get Ari, and you can just get it right there and then. And you can pick which one you want. Look, man, I want everybody to sign up for 147, but if you just want to take it for a drive, the knowledge, the $47 one is knowledge base. The 147 one is the beta. So let me explain. This is very important. The knowledge is on queue, guys. Ain't nobody can compete with it. The reason Ari's in beta is because all the stuff they decided to release, that's in beta. That's why Ari's in beta right now. But the knowledge part is very, 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 very smart. It has a reasoning model. So if you guys sign up, you get an email, um, check your spam, and then I think Q, you're going to be doing some sessions on how to teach them to work, how to use Ari
The
to
whole
learn.
9 yards. The whole 9 yards.
Okay. All right. And then another thing, guys. One thing that our Aria Labs did tell me was that the first 10 affiliates, there is stuff that we can't readily release because they call the tokens. I don't even know if you guys know how this works, but anytime you make a call, like if you make a call on ChatGPT, has to call a call. The tokens to pay for that call depends on what you're asking. So, and some of the GPTs, you can make a very large prompt. Okay. Now we've taught Ari to be very specific, so you had to be very specific about your prompt, right? And so some of the tokens, when you make a call are very expensive. So there's stuff we can't release right now. We can't release it. But once we start releasing it, for example, the ability to make offers from Ari, like don't ask me when that's coming, but it's there. The people who first sign up are the ones who get access to that stuff first. The new stuff that's coming up, they'll get access to it. Now there's some stuff that will be some upgrades. Like we're working on assassin, a sales assassin. And what we may end up doing is giving credits to people who are already on Ari to use it. And then if you want to like explode with it, there'll be an upcharge to that. But those who are joining right now during the beta launch get grandfathered in, and of course you get special perks as stuff comes out. So I would ask all of you guys to take a chance. Like man, if you've ever had a question, if you were able thinking about paying for a damn mentorship, which I've done mentorship, guys, it's good. It can be good. But if you've ever had a question and you want something to rely on, if that's all you want, then I would ask you, hey man, collapse your learning curve and get on with Ari. And then of course Q's gonna do his own course, which we're so proud of. Nobody's offered to do that. Q's the first one. And I suspect he's gonna do a very good one because he's always been very good at creating courses. And we're just so proud that he's gonna be creating a course for Ari. So and that's something we may end up using, you know, in the Aria Labs. So I want to thank everybody who's getting on board. Check your spam if you got an email. Quentin, if you can let everybody know we're registered. If they didn't get the link to sign up, we'll send them another email or hit them up by text message.
Yeah, everybody who registered, guys, if you haven't gotten information, Charles has not just been asking you guys to just sign up for stuff. He's given value. He's given 2 different playbooks on Messy Title to anybody who signs up that are free of charge. with links. It's a hyperlink that takes you to Ari as well too. You can literally ask it on the things that they're called gamma sites. They're really nice, but they're full-blown breakdowns and playbooks that Charles spent hours of his time building and creating and perfecting. Especially because we've been talking about substituted collateral, we've been talking about partial interest, we talked about a lot of different things over the last 3 days, right? And today being something like valuable, guys, is knowing what you don't know is now like this is the powerful of it. That is what I want to lead with is you can now know what you don't know. And you can get a full-blown step-by-step guide. I've been using Ari. I've been creating prompts with it, and it's been amazing. So, guys, there's a few different prompts that I'll drop inside of the school community for everybody joining today. I have a master comping prompt that I built inside of ChatGPT. You could just get rid of any comping tool that you're using right now because this thing right here is probably going to be more accurate than anything you've ever used before. I'm being honest. Like I've already had two appraisers test it and two friends of mine that are rock star realtors, one in Houston and one in San Antonio, that can attest to the accuracy of my new comping prompt that I'm using inside of Ari. So, guys, there's just a lot to be excited about as we kind of take this thing to a close. And for everybody here, obviously we have some things that we want to give away. If you want to enter the giveaway, be a part of the community on the $20 level, right? Or sign up for our either or. And then both of those guys will give you access to what we're going to be doing today. So I'm going to be giving away a free account in Jarvis. I'm going to be giving away uh, one free subscription on the elite level, access to all of the courses inside of the school community, unlocked completely without having to engage to level up. It's not hard to unlock the courses. People make it seem like it's more than it is. It's really not. Just post and then tell everybody to spam your comments and you'll unlock them. And then the third thing is 4.3 million cash buyer list. I increased it 2 million, and I'll send that to whoever the one of the three lucky winners that we have here. It's almost $20,000 worth of value. If Charles wants to throw anything into this, that's on him. But I think that that's a lot already.
I mean, what I will tell you is that we're gonna be doing some Zooms, guys. You know, to teach more about Ari. And then we're gonna be doing some Saturday mornings open calls and stuff, and we're gonna invite guests. So I mean, you guys are more than welcome to register for that. The posting just went out, but the register link will come out here a little bit later. Um, there is another manual that I'd like to share with you guys. I'll share it with Q so he can share it inside the school community. So that'll give you more incentive to join the school community, right? Guys, let me tell you something. Here on these Saturday lives, what we're gonna do, not attempt, what we're gonna do, we are going to build out, in some cases, full-blown intro courses live online. And then we're going to give you access to it. So just FYI on that, okay? So make sure you tune in. Guys, if you didn't get the email or we did, get with Q. I have to actually I actually have to get on a webinar. Quentin with somebody, an international businessman. I think you know who it is. JT. I'll just leave it there. So
Handle your business, bro.
we're very excited about that. Guys, with that said, thank you so much. We'll see you later. I hope you join Ari. I hope you join the movement. Knowledge should be at your fingertips, not in your pocket. Okay? To give
Y'all,
dollars to other people.
round of applause for Charles, dude, for coming through all 3 days. He didn't have to, man. This has just been amazing. And really, guys, like this is one of my mentors. Charles has been with me when I had so much going on. He's been with me at the bottom when I felt like there was no one to talk to. He's pulled me out of dark places. And he's like one of the best guys that I've met in the game. He's a straight shooter, bro. And he'd be wise to follow him. So we'll make sure that we drop his Instagram for everybody here. Also, guys, I don't know if y'all are following me, man, but come on, give me some love on Instagram because that's where I post most of my real estate content anyway.
Thank you.
I'll see you, Charles.